The backstory is that I have an annoying cousin Louise, aka Poo Covered Lou, who is heavily into competitive child raising and off-roading her four-wheel drive in my front garden. She's no longer allowed on our property. I don't speak directly to Lou anymore, but I do speak to her mom, Antida, and my fiancé Martin is friends with Lou's husband Mike. I don't work on Thursdays, so I was still getting dressed when I heard a car and some voices. My cat sprinted off the bed and hid in the bathroom about a nanosecond before my cousin's wonder kids, 8-year-old male and 6-year-old female, burst in. I have no idea why they weren't at school. My fiancé was just behind them, looking a bit panicked, very unusual state for him. Apparently Louise had to take Auntie Dot to the hospital and urgently needed someone to look after the kids. Martin, being the compassionate soul that he is, agreed. So we spent the morning looking after the wonder kids and our own Vampira, nearly 2 years old, and she advanced to Neuer Broccoli. Just after lunch, healthy and nutritious, Martin tried ringing Lou to get a progress report. No answer. No biggie, they were in a hospital. But he thought he'd try ringing Lou's husband Mike to see if he'd heard anything. Turned out Mike had no idea the kids were with us. They were supposed to be with his mom. The hospital visit was an outpatient clinic for Louise, not an urgent trip for Auntie Dot as implied. Auntie Dot was there for moral support. Mike offered to come and collect the wonder kids, but since he's self-employed and was working on a site about 2 hours away, we agreed to keep the wonder kids for the rest of the day. Mike rang back and said Louise would collect the kids at 5 p.m. I was fuming. Poo-covered Lou had lied and taken advantage and managed to worm her way back in. So I decided to play dirty. Literally. I took the wonder kids for a walk to the park, while Martin took our youngest to do some shopping. It was a nice winter's day, and the kids ran around, fell over, climbed on all the play equipment, jumped in all the muddy puddles, and found a heap of treasures, and put them in their pockets to show their mum. We did wash faces and hands afterwards, and clean shoes as best we could, but Lou hadn't provided a change of clothing. So by the time she arrived at 6 p.m., on time for her, the wonder kids were tired, happy, hungry, and absolutely filthy and keen to show off their treasures. Louise, on the other hand, was not happy and made the wonder kids leave their treasures on the nature strip, dirtying their hands again. Then, when the kids were strapped into their car seats, it was time to enact the final part of my petty revenge. Martin produced the shopping I'd asked him to get and gave them a paper bag each. I explained they were a little treat for the journey home to tide them over. Inside each bag was a sweet bun, known in our house as instant diabetes. They are filled with strawberry jam, iced with gooey pink icing, and liberally dusted with desiccated coconut. According to my dad, by the time they reached home, the wonder kids were covered in jam and icing as well as dirt, and they didn't want dinner. My kids ate their veggies, Lou. The back seat of Lou's car was also covered in dirty, sticky fingerprints and coconut. Apparently Lou's not happy, and even though she's vacuumed, she's still finding little shreds of coconut in the back seat. And oh dearie me, so sad. We're never allowed to look after her kids ever again. Ever. Update. Why did Cousin Lou lie about her mum's emergency? According to my dad, Louise's reasoning is that if she just asked for help, we might have said no, and then she wouldn't get what she wanted. So she pretended there was an emergency, so we'd have to help her. The problem is that only works once. Again, as per my dad, Cousin Louise is now sulking and complaining that nobody wants to help her. Well, I wonder why that is. Comment. Have you ever heard of caffeine-enhanced chocolate? I used to be on my cousin's emergency list for her grandkids. She thought they were angels. She was wrong. After I told her they had no respect for closed doors or any area explicitly designated as off-limits, and she refused to back me up on that multiple times, they need to explore and discover without limits, she said. I bought 3 boxes, yes, boxes of different caffeinated chocolate, and left 3 bars in one of the off-limits rooms in my house, in my own dresser drawer. She called at 11:30 p.m. after picking them up at 10 o'clock. Our agreement was 8:30, asking why they were so awake. I told her they'd told me that she herself had told them not to worry about my limits about their access to my own home. I told her that even after telling them anything they ate at my house that I did not give them might not be good for them, they entered a forbidden area and stole from me. Good luck, they each had 150 milligrams of caffeine, and I was done babysitting permanently. Family Grapevine says they were active until 5:30 a.m. I have not been asked to babysit the jerk side of the family since. The good cousins have no worries about me and their kids/grandkids. Respect is respect. Comment. Oh, this brings back memories. One of my exes had a not-so-smart mother and a little sister that was about 10 at the time. We would babysit the sister on occasion. She was a sweet child. And she just entered the era when she wanted to drink Monster. We, of course, refused to buy it, but one day the mother gave in. She called us in the morning, the sister was up all night. All I said was, "I told you so." That was not the first or the last time I told her that. OP reply. Okay, so I just read your comment and split my sides laughing, and then promptly stored that idea away, just in case Cousin Louise fancies a rematch. I'm also Googling coconut ice recipes, just in case. Comment. Sounds like you need to stop by to be the kids' favorite auntie. While Lou is away, wouldn't it be just lovely for them to have treats random days? Wouldn't they just love some outdoor time while their mom is busy? Don't you think Lou will just be thrilled they have such a close relationship with their auntie? OP reply. The best thing is we'll still have contact with the kids at my dad's, or at Auntie Dot's. So I'll be able to bring enough dirt and chaos and desiccated coconut into their lives to remind Lou why I am not a good child care option. Comment. I did a little light profile stalking, and I am dying at your posts. Please write a book if you are not already a writer or a comedian. Your writing and stories are just too funny and entertaining. These are the kind of golden posts that make Reddit so great, especially the stories about your vibrating creatures. At any rate, I need to get off the toilet now. This morning shit turned into an hour-long shit and my vibrating creatures are getting pissed. OP reply. I'm toilet reading. Life goal achieved. Today was a public holiday, and one of my vibrating creatures has been following me around all day, demanding to know why I am not at work. Maybe she's worried that if I'm home, the small visitors will return? Comment. Oh, this is just perfect. Happy kids, and they ate a healthy lunch and had healthy outdoor adventures. I so love the treasures that children find, and the wonder at a crunchy leaf with a squidgy bit. That's a slug, Kenna. It would be terribly unhappy indoors. Best leave it outside with all its friends. Ah, memories. A sweet treat to tide them over sounds just perfect. And no doubt Lou will be regaled with just how much more fun their day with you was. OP reply. Martin and I both have fond memories of having outdoor adventures and bringing home our treasures to show off. I grew up by a beach, so I'd bring home bits of seaweed and cuttlebone for the budgies. I still occasionally pick up nice feathers and bring them home. Please leave your story in the comments. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe to get new update. Thank you.